What's up, you? For today's video, with a full Yamper evolution team. So we got Yamper and we've got Boltund. We're getting very, very close to finishing off all the Gen 8 evolution teams. I think we've got about 3 or 4 to go. Also, tonight will be a double upload as well. We'll be doing another evolution team a little bit later on, so make sure you watch out for that one. If you do want to check me out on Twitch, people, this is where I do all my team battles, my Pokemon sweeps, shiny hunts, all that sort of stuff. Link in the description of the video, and let's get into it. The first battle, this is against James, is on the Wycom, and I've got a triple battle special today with 3 battles here. Now, the first Pokemon here we got is Katana, and obviously Katana is a very scary Pokemon, so I was like, oh man, I think I'm probably going to get destroyed right here. So I've got my Boltund here. This is probably the better sort of Boltund set on my team, the strong jaw one with all the Fang moves here. And we've got max speed and max attack. We've also got Jolly Nature. I've got the item as Expert Belt as well. So I'm thinking real quick, well, 5 Fang's probably going to do the most damage here. And we got a Dynamax on turn number 1 from my opponent here. So definitely 5 Fang will not be able to one-shot. I knew that it would one-shot if it wasn't Dynamax, but yeah. So I'm guessing this is either going to go for a Max Overgrowth or maybe a Max Knuckle or something like that. That's about the only moves that I think, Katana would go for on Dynamax. So outspeeding the Katana there, look at the damage that Fire Fang does, which is very, very good there, obviously due to the nice 4x weakness. And here comes a Max Knuckle. I'd say that's probably coming off something like Sacred. It's all right. So that did 3/4 damage to my Boltund here, and Boltund now can actually take this out with a Fire Fang, getting rid of their Dynamax Pokemon nice and early too, so that was good. That was a good start to the battle, but man, there was a full team of 6 Pokemon, and these sets weren't really the strongest. Like, once this Boltund had gone, the other sets were really, really average, right? Next Pokemon is a Blastoise here, so I thought, okay, well, I can go for Crunch here. That'll do good damage to Blastoise. It should be able to take it out unless they've got a Sash or something, or Scarfed Out Swimmy. And Blastoise is going to go down there, so that's a nice start to the battle here as well. So 2 Pokemon down. Next Pokemon is Ferrothorn, so another 4x weak, the Fire Pokemon. I know this is probably going to have the Iron Barbs, so probably going to trade me out with Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet or something like that, right? We got the Iron Barbs kicking it out, and I was thinking, well, there's the Rocky Helmet. The Rocky Helmet wasn't their item, so bye-bye Ferrothorn. So I've taken half the team out so far. Next Pokemon is going to be the Pelipper. I've got Thunderfang for Pelipper, unless it's like Choice Scarf. I should be alright to be able to, outspeed and take this one out too. So I went for the Thunderfang, and Pelipper is obviously going to go down to a one-shot there. So Boltund has really nice coverage against this team. I also got a crit there, which would have taken, old Pelipper's entire family tree out. So that's 4 Pokemon down there. We're getting a sweep. Next Pokemon is a Blaziken. I do have Psychic Fang Cyst, but I thought it's about time I try and Dynamax here, because I'm going to try and get a Boltund sweep. I've been, ripping through these last couple of Pokemon now. I also had a feeling that Blaziken may go for a Protect 2 to try and get a speed boost off or something like that, right? I thought it was a good risk anyway to go for the Boltund sweep. I was really happy with how this is going so far, right? So we got the Blaziken going for the predictable Protect there. Obviously, they've got speed boost, yep. So with this Boltund with Jolly Nature, it is very, very fast. It outsped most things, which is very, very good. So doing some solid damage there with the Max Mindstorm. That'll stop any priority moves at all right there. Not that I was really expecting it. At this stage, I'm going to go for Max Lightning here. If I get outsped, I get outsped. It was a dang good effort from the Boltund, right? I took out most of the team. I'm going to outspeed the Blaziken still, and Blaziken is going to be going down for the Max Lightning. That is 5 Pokemon down. There's only 1 more Pokemon left here, right? So that was very, very good there. The coverage and the Expert Belt worked very, very nicely on Boltund, and its speed too. Next Pokemon is going to be Blissey. So Blissey, I'm not sure what sort of EV spread they're running, but it's like, well, I've got Max Lightning, I've got Max Attack. This should do a lot of damage, and Blissey is going to get annihilated there by my Max Lightning, and that is a nice, juicy baby bottle on the Boltund sweep there. So, thank you for the free sweep, whoever that was on the Wycom. It felt good, and yeah, that's why I don't use competitive sets for. Let's get on to battle number 2 here. I really didn't want to, use the competitive Boltund, right away, but seeing the team preview, I thought, well, I may as well go for it. This is a battle against Arzt here, and we got a Jigglypuff lead. This time, I'm going to be starting off with my Yamper. Now, this Yamper was a special attacking set. I've got Thunder, Snarl, Uproar, and Volt, which is very limited on the special side, and I'm going to be giving this one Throat Spray. So first things first, we're going to drop the special attack of the opposing Jigglypuff here, and we're going to raise our special attack. Once again, if you can guess any of these theme teams I'm versing against, drop a comment below, and please leave a like on the video too. I really appreciate it if you do that. Only takes a second and really helps my videos and channel out. I really appreciate that, people that have been doing that. Big shout out to all you. You're the MVPs. So anyway, I'm going to get confused here by the Jigglypuff. I'm going to get the Thunder off, which is very, very good. Now, this is max speed and max special attack. It was enough to take out the Jigglypuff, so that was nice. I thought it might actually live there if it was an Everlight set, but I'm guessing it probably wasn't. Next Pokemon is the Regieleki. This was pretty interesting, right? So I'm confused. I was confused. I'm like, how am I outspeeding Regieleki at the moment? Like even a hindering nature one, like what's going on here? Then the Regieleki, right, uses the agility. I'm like, what is going on right now? So Regieleki is going to get a +2 in speed. I'm making an Uproar. I'm still outspeeding with the the Uproar on my Yamper. I'm like, what is going on? The only way this could be outspeeding right now is to have a Lagging Tail Electro Ball set. So Lagging Tail, right, makes you go obviously second, and with the Electro Ball, it's all based off speed, right? But since the Regieleki used agility, it actually didn't have the Lagging Tail didn't affect the speed in the damage calculation, or which was pretty kind of interesting right there. So the next Pokemon we got is the Dragonite, and it's a really, really cool shine. If it was like this, it's going to be an Acid set, and Yamper's going to go down. I don't mind Acid and doubles; it's quite good. I feel like I'm going to sneeze too, so hopefully it's not going to happen. Next Pokemon is my Yamper right here. I just did the biggest sneeze ever right then. I had to actually mute my recording and start the narration where I left off. Okay, I was at the Yamper coming out, and this is a Parafusion set, and you won't believe how well this got counter. So first things first, we're going to go for a Thunder Wave here. The EV spread on this was max health and max defense with the last 4 EVs and special defense, and we had the ability Rattled. Most of them I ran Rattled on, and the other one I ran Strong Draw on the Boltund, and the other Boltund I ran competitive on. So I used all the abilities, that I could, except for Ball Fetch. I couldn't really make anything out of Ball Fetch, yeah? So this was really bad, because, it was good, but it was bad, because I had the Parafusion up, I had the Attract going, so Dragonite couldn't really do a lot, but since it had Poison Point and had the Rocky Helmet, it was actually doing more damage to me than I was doing to it with the Bite, right? Because Bite was doing, hardly any damage at all. It was just there to flinch the opponent. My other moves is Rest here too, but I could go for Rest, and then I've got to try and take this out. Looking at the damage there, I'd say I'm going to need to use every single PP that I've got on Bite, right? I may even fall short. So Yamper is going to be on its last little bit of health there. You know what? I was like, I want to see if I can do this. So I went for Rest on Yamper, and Yamper is going to be going to sleep. Now, it doesn't have Sleep Talk or anything like that. However, since we've got the Parafusion and the Attract going, the chances of my opponent attacking, are kind of slim. So that's what I was betting on anyway, right? Unfortunately, that was not the case, and it's going to be able to get a Surf off here. Since I was running some bulk, I was able to live that a little bit better than usual. Now, if you weren't listening to the start of the video too, sometimes I think some people just get into the battles. I have got a double upload tonight, so let me think. About 4 to 5 hours after this video, there will be another evolution team. So we almost got all of them done. So make sure you are, checking out for that one too. You've got that bell clicked and all that sort of stuff. The best way, if you can't see an upload, just go to my channel. It is what it is, right? So we got the Dragonite just swapping out there, and we've got the Glastrius sliding in right here. Now Glastrius is very bulky, and look, the only Pokemon that could do a lot of damage was my Strong Jaw Boltund, but even from here, I don't think a Strong Jaw Fire Fang would be able to one-shot it. And I don't know what sort of set this is going to be either, so I thought, well, let's get the Thunder Wave happening, and we'll see what the set is, right? And maybe I might be able to do a little bit of damage with Bite too. So getting a nice little flinch there on the Bite, and I am taking some Hail damage. So this is, maybe it's a special set. I don't really know, right? So go for some more Bites here, and I get a Paralyze. That's a good thing about this set. You've got the Paralyze going, you've got the chance of the Bite flinching, and you've also got the Attract going. But in this case, I couldn't get that going, right? It's got a Quick Claw as its item, and it's an Icy Wind set. So Icy Wind is nearly going to take me out, so that's going to be the next one, right? I just noticed this. Well, I didn't just notice this, but it was one of the things I noticed a little bit late on in playing Sword and Shields, that Yamper's got it's got a love heart on its bum. Anyway, so we're going to be going for another Bite here, and Icy Wind is going to be able to unfortunately take me out there, because obviously, it's going to slow my speed down as well. So bye-bye Yamper. So I've lost both of my Yampers. It's okay, though, because I got a plan. Now, remember I was talking about my other Boltund with competitive? I thought, well, this is a good opportunity to send in, right? Because if my stat gets low, which is going to be my speed, that'll bolster my special attack, and I might be able to make use of the set. So this isn't a bad set, but it's pretty weak at the start. So I'm going to go for a Focus Energy here to try and get those crits happening. So that'll give me, 2 stages of crit out of the 3. So a pretty good chance of getting a crit right there. And now we got the... Glastria go for the Icy Wind there. Nearly forgot Glastria's name there. And it's going to be doing some pretty good damage to me, right? And that's going to be dropping my speed. However, competitive is going to kick in there and give me a nice, sharp special attack boost, which is great. Now, with this, I can go for Dynamax, I can go for Max Lightning, and with Rising Voltage after Dynamax, it's going to be doing like a heap of damage, and there also is a chance of a critical hit. Now, the EV spread I gave this was Max Speed, I gave it Timid Nature, and Max Special Attack. The item I gave it was Terrain Extender, so say you use Max Lightning, right? Usually after you use a move in Dynamax, say you use like an Electric Dynamo move, right? And you put Max Lightning on the field. Well, you don't really get to benefit from the terrain much because you might get a couple of turns, but that's about it. With Terrain Extender, it's going to last for a lot longer, so that'll be like your 8 turns, and that way I can make use of, the Rising Voltage. You get like the full use out of that, unless, Boltund is going to faint. So down goes the Glacier, in comes the Blast Burn here. I'm going to go for Max Darkness. I'm going to try and drop the special defense on this thing. It does very big damage, and the next hit is easily going to take it out, but it's not going to take a next hit because the Turtonator is going to go for an explosion. I was like, uh-oh, this is bad. So while the Turtonator is going to go boom here, I'm actually very used to seeing Turtonator use Shell Trap and going boom instead of explosion. Boltund managed to live only because it's in Dynamax, right? And Turtonator is going to be going down. So we've got the Dragalge left and one other Pokemon, yeah? And that is Stakataka. So I know that I can take Dragalge out. I'm like, okay, this is fine. What I can do, right, I know this is going to be their Dynamax Pokemon. So I'll go for a Max Guard this turn, deliberately on purpose. And then I'll be able to go for a Rising Voltage. Since we've got the Electric Terrain in the field, it's going to be doing huge amounts of damage. And if I get a crit, and there's a very good chance that's going to happen, Stakataka should be one-shotted even in Dynamax. Yeah, that was the idea of this set. So here comes the Max Rockfall there. Stone Journey's Cousin's going to get denied for 1 turn, and my Boltund is going to be out of Dynamax, which is exactly what I wanted it to be, right? Now we can go for a Rising Voltage. A Rising Voltage hits so hard, but I didn't get the crit. I think it would have almost taken it out with the critical hit there, and Boltund is going to get squashed, only on a little bit of health right there. But I've got one more Pokemon left there, which is my Strong Jaw Boltund. So I really did need that crit there, because with the physical set, it's not going to do, like, it doesn't have anything that's going to be super effective at all, right? It's not going to do a lot of damage. So I really needed that crit to put it on a lower amount of health. Then I could swap it in and try and clean up. Now, Stakataka is going to go for a Max Guard there, and that is actually Stakataka's last turn too, so it is sacrificing a little bit of bulk there to see what move I was actually going to use. So I can go for Thunderfang here with Electric Drain. It's like, let's go for it, let's see how much it's going to do. It does nothing, like absolutely nothing. Here comes a Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb crits me instead. So get this, I didn't get the crit, but the Rock Tomb got the crit, and the Sand is going to take out my Boltund. It is what it is, people. Sometimes things go your way and sometimes they don't. Thank you for the battle, Arzt there. I was hoping I could get the crit with the Rising Voltage Sand. Okay, let's get on to the final battle. This is battle number 3 with the Yamper Evolution team. This is a battle against Hunt down here, and this is going to be on the actual stadium this time. It's nice to mix up the locations of battle. Now, first Pokemon is Zarude, and there's no Sandstorm around at the moment. Now, Zarudana, I'm sorry about that. Now, Zarudana is going to go for a substitute. Now, Yamper, which is quite funny, was running a, there's a special one, so I've got a couple of moves to get around. I've got Snarl and I've got Uproar. Unfortunately for me, the Snarl is going to miss. Not that it would have done a lot of damage, it sort of just sped up the process of me going for Uproar earlier on. Now, the bulk up substitute Zarudana is going to be a problem here, because I need to probably do some sort of decent damage. I'd like to get rid of it sub, but the problem was I've got moves that obviously get around sub. They're all like sub avoiding moves, like sound moves. I could go for Thunder, but I thought, nah, it's probably just going to miss. My best bet here is just to go get the +1 as special attack and then press the uproar button. I don't even know what sort of set this is going to be, and then it's just spamming bulk up. So I'm assuming it's going to be a troll set and have some really, really like trolling move, but I don't really know at the moment. So I'm going to go for the uproar here. Uproar is pretty cool. It's like a just a special version of like outrage or whatever like that. So it's going to lock you in. It also prevents all sleeping status on the field too, because I guess it's you're making a lot of noise. You're causing an uproar. When you do the move right, it rings this like little bell. Sort of sounds like a cowbell. It was a bind set. I'm a little bit of a bind at the moment. I can't swap out here. So I guess I think this is Zarude's weakest physical move. So they're trying to disrespect me. So it's doing damage to bind. It's got a couple of bulkers up. This Yamper doesn't have like any bulk to it at all. It's not like an Everlight set. So bind is actually doing decent amounts of damage to it. So Zarude is going to go for another bind here. Bind isn't 100% actually, but it is me, so I'm thinking it's going to lay in every single time. So I lift that one on 69 health. It's about a 4-hit KO when you look at it. So go for another uproar. Uproar is doing nothing. I'm assuming the EV spread on this Zarude is max health and max special defense with leftovers. So I'm doing nothing to this thing at all. So here comes another turn of the bind there. 2 more and I am done, right? Yamper's going to calm down, so it only lasted 3 turns, and then I could go for like the uproar again, yeah? So here comes another bind. Oh, I guess the only difference between the outrage and the uproar is, sorry about that, is you don't get that confusion, right? So go for another uproar here on the Zarude. Zarude's probably going to go down to probably, I'd say, after leftovers. I mean, it's probably going to be about 4 hits. Maybe even 5, because leftovers is healing up like a lot of damage. Not that it's going to matter, because Yamper is down to its very last turn here, and Zarude is going to be able to take me out with a bind here. So bind Zarude, people only got people I Shadow Ray, and bye-bye little Yamper. I need to take this thing out quick. So I was thinking to myself, it still has a sub up, which is quite funny, because they hadn't actually even, it didn't actually need to use the sub, but I mean, how would you know that the opponent will have all sound-based with? Now I thought, well, I may as well keep going with the sound-based move so I don't have to worry about breaking the sub. And let's go with the Boltund. So first things first, let's get the focus energy up. I know this is bulky on the special side, so I'm expecting Hyper Voice. I mean, at this range, it still could be a 2 to 3 hit KO. Definitely a 3 hit KO if I don't get the crit. So Bind is still doing a fair bit of damage when you think about Bind's base power and the damage it's going to do at the end of each turn. So Zarude's back to half health here. I don't want to get swept by a Bind Zarude. Trust me, like I'll get roasted by the comment section. So that's about a quarter of my health gone here. I need to go for Hyper Voice. I kind of wish at this stage I had a throat spray, but I don't have it. Like, I got this terrain extended. Like, this would be good if I had, the throat spray, because that'd be pretty powerful. So here comes another bind here. Bind is going to take me all the way now after the end damage to half health. So it's very, very bad at the moment. So say if this Boltund fails to take out Zarude, I'm going to be relying on my other Boltund, the strong jaw one. I'll have to firstly break the sub. And, it could miss. You never know. One of those attacks could miss. And then I've got to land like another. So it's going to take some damage. And Boltund is quite a frail Pokemon. So finally, Bind is going to miss there, which is good because I am really in a bind at the moment. And Zarude will definitely go down to the next Hyper Voice. If I get the critical hit, that is. It's funny with critical hits, you can have two out of 3 staged and, you can still not get multiple crits in a row. I've had it happen to myself all the time. It's like, you're best off having 100% crit almost if you're going to sort of like have your set relying on crits. Next Pokemon here is the Ranunculus. So I was also thinking about running Scope Lens on this instead of running Terrain Extended, but I really want to make use of Rising Voltage. At this stage, things aren't looking good at the wall. I'm going to go for Dynamax Boltund here, and I'm going to go for a Max Darkness, because looking at the rest of my team, there's not a lot that can really touch Ranunculus outside of my Boltund with Expert Belt Crunch. And even then, it does have a lot of bulk to it, and it could live and just one-shot me, depending on what sort of set it is, of course. So go for the Max Darkness coming off the Snarl there. Great damage to Ranunculus. I'm very happy about that. And now Ranunculus can just do any form of damage. I know that I can live it, but it depends what it's going to do, right? I'm going to get that special event drop, and it's going to go for Future Sight. I'm like, okay, that's bad, because that's probably going to almost be able to take me out. It's going to be close, right? Depending on, what sort of set it is. If it's bulky and doesn't have any special attack EVs, I might be able to live it. I just don't know at the moment. So down goes Ranunculus. And the bad thing about, moves like that, right, is even if you go for Max Guard or Protect, they still bust through it. Now, I really want to use Rising Voltage here. I thought, okay, what I could do here is I can go for the Max Guard, block whatever attack the Chandelure uses, live the Future Sight, and then go for Rising Voltage on the last couple of Pokemon. That was my idea, to try and get a Boltund sweep. So here comes the Fish Sight on the Boltund, and it is enough to take it out. I probably should have just attacked the Chandelure that turn, but I would have died to the Fish Sight this turn regardless. So inevitably, I was done. So the Chandelure didn't seem like much of a problem anyway, because I still had my Boltund, so I thought it was worth the risk trying the Rising Voltage combination. So Chandelure got fainted there, so it wasn't really a huge change in battle there. Change of the battle. So bye-bye Chandelure. It was Ember Chandelure, by the way. I wasn't getting trolled by that. Next Pokemon is the Scolipede. I just went for Psychic Fangs here, and with the Expert Belt, it was doing like loads and loads of damage. I'm not sure if these are bulky sets, but I'm going to probably assume they were, right? So there's only 2 more Pokemon left, and the next Pokemon is Metagross. Now, Metagross is very bulky. Even with a Crunch Expert Belt, it takes it so well. I don't know whether that was like... I don't know. I think that was definitely max health, judging on the damage that it did to me. I feel like if it was a sweeping one, I would have probably almost taken it out. This is going to be a normal gem self-destruct set. No way I'm leaving that coming off, Metagross's sizable attack and the normal gem and Boltund's poor bulk there. So bye-bye Boltund. All I've got left now is my Yamper. And as you know, this is the Thunderwave Attract Yamper set with Bite. And I can tell you what, versing a Togekiss is rough because Bite is not very effective. It's going to take all of my bites to try and take this out. So the last Pokemon is Togekiss. Obviously, it's going to be the Dynamax Pokemon. I feel like I can live some of these moves, unless if it's unless it's a super effective move. That's the only thing I'm kind of worried about here. Now, the first things first, I was like, I need to get the Thunder Wave down. That'd be very handy, and then I'll get Attract. That'll be the best thing to go for right there. So here comes a Max Knuckle from Togekiss. I think it's a physical set here, and that does nothing to my Yamper. So I'm running that Max Health, Max Defense set, and it's working here, which is great. The problem is if Togekiss gets a couple more Max Knuckles up, my Yamper isn't really going to be very bulky at all. Like that's going to be it. So now Togekiss is going to get through the Paralyze, which is unfortunate, and it's going to get a crit on that Max Knuckle, which is very, very sucks because my Yamper, right, is possibly not going to be able to live the next attack. But I'm able to get the Attract off, which is good there. So I've got the Thunder Wave and the Attract going. The chance of the Togekiss getting attack off isn't that high, and I get a Paralyze, which is great. So now I'm just going to go for Bite. As you can see, Bite's going to do nothing. So I'm thinking to myself, what can I actually do here? Like, what's my play? Do I just empty every single Bite that I've got and use a Rest combination to try and take this out? I don't really know. Or do I just wait for the PP on the Togekiss to run out? I really don't know at the moment. But I'm thinking it's going to be close to like the 20-minute timer. So going to sleep there, the Togekiss is going to get paralyzed, which is great. And Yamper is now up to full health. So I'm interested to see how much damage Togekiss will do to me. If it is a physical set, which I know it is, judging on the damage, it's probably going to have Drain Punch. So here comes Drain Punch. Drain Punch is about, let's say, a 4-hit KO. So there's no way it can take me out before I can go to sleep again. The problem is I can't really do any damage with Bite. So I'm going to need to purely PP stall this. The other move has got his Play Rough. That is Stab, and that does way, way more damage than Drain Punch did. The thing about Drain Punch, it's going to sustain the Togekiss too. So say if I do get like 1,000 bite damage, you can go bop with the Drain Punch and heal all of its health back there, right? So I'm in a very, very bad position. I need the, I pretty much need this to run out of PP. That's the only hope that I've got. So Yamper's going to get another rest off here, and Togekiss is, the bad thing about if it gets a Play Rough through, and it's going to get the Play Rough through pretty early right there. So that's a clean 2-hit KO, which is very unfortunate. And Yamper's going to be to sleep here. I don't have Sleep Talk or anything like that. And Togekiss is going to get through again with another Play Rough. And not only does it get through, it crits me at the same time. Nothing I could have done there. I tried my very best. Thank you for the battle hunt. And I hope you enjoyed the Yamper Evolution team. It was a rough team to use there. At least we got the sweep against the random Salty on the Wycombe. Peace out, people.